Most AI tools today are still glorified chatbots. You ask them something, they answer. That is it. But a new class of AI models is quietly emerging. Models designed not just to talk, but to act. To reason through complex problems. To use tools, call APIs, write and run code, and complete multi-step tasks on their own. This shift from AI as a conversational partner to AI as an autonomous agent, that is what the next phase of automation looks like. And one of the most interesting models to arrive in this new class is MiniMax M3. It combines three capabilities that, until now, only a handful of closed, expensive models could offer, all in a single open-weight model. In this video, we are going to break down exactly what M3 is, why it matters for AI agents and automation builders, and how you can start using it practically right now. Let us get into it. MiniMax M3 is a large language model released by MiniMax, a Chinese AI lab that has been quietly building very capable models for the last couple of years. But M3 is different from their previous work, and different from most models in the current landscape. Here is what makes it stand out. First, it is open-weight. You can download it, run it yourself, or use it through their API. No black box. Full access. Second, the model is massive in capability, but surprisingly efficient in design. It uses around 428 billion total parameters, but only about 23 billion are activated at any given time. This is called a mixture of experts architecture. You get the reasoning power of a frontier model without the compute cost of always running all 428 billion parameters simultaneously. Third, and this is the part that makes it genuinely interesting for automation builders, M3 was built from the ground up to handle three specific capabilities at the frontier level: long context understanding, strong coding ability, and multimodal input. These three things together form the foundation of a capable AI agent. Think of it this way: a model that can read 1 million tokens of context, write reliable code, and understand both text and images. That is a model you can actually give real work to. Let us spend a moment on one technical feature that really unlocks the agent use case: the context window. MiniMax M3 supports up to 1 million tokens in context, guaranteed minimum of 512,000 tokens. To put that in plain terms, 1 million tokens is roughly 750,000 words of text. That is the equivalent of loading several full-length novels, an entire codebase, thousands of emails, or hours of transcripts all at once. Why does that matter for agents? Because most real-world agent tasks are not short. They involve long documents to analyze, extended histories of user interactions, large codebases to understand, multi-step plans to reason through, and tool outputs that pile up over time. Standard models with 8K or 32K context windows hit a ceiling fast. They forget earlier parts of the conversation. They lose track of the plan. They hallucinate because they cannot see what happened 3 steps ago. A 1 million token context window removes that ceiling entirely. The architecture behind this is MiniMax Sparse Attention, their proprietary approach to managing extreme context lengths without sacrificing speed or accuracy. For automation builders, this is not just a benchmark number. This is the difference between an agent that can handle real enterprise workflows and one that stalls out after a few steps. Here is something not everyone talks about when they discuss AI agents. The ability to write and execute code is the single most powerful tool any AI agent can have. Think about it. Code is the universal interface to everything else. You want the agent to read a spreadsheet. It writes a script. You want it to call an API. It writes the request. You want it to process data, format a report, trigger a workflow, interact with a database. All of that runs through code. An agent that cannot reliably write correct code is limited to what you explicitly build for it. An agent that can write code on the fly is limited only by what is technically possible. MiniMax M3 performs at the frontier on coding benchmarks. On SWE Bench Pro, which tests real-world software engineering tasks, M3 scores 59%. On Terminal Bench, which measures autonomous command-line task execution, it scores 66%. These are numbers that put it in the same tier as some of the best models available. And they did a very interesting demonstration of this. They gave M3 a task: independently reproduce an accepted research paper from ICLR 2025. The model ran for nearly 12 hours. It made 18 code commits. It generated 23 experimental figures. And it successfully replicated the core experiments on its own. That is not a chatbot. That is an agent doing real research work. Now let us get practical. What can you actually build with this? Use case 1, intelligent document analysis pipelines. If you are dealing with large contracts, research reports, financial filings, or compliance documents, M3 can hold the entire document in context, understand it deeply, extract structured data, flag anomalies, and generate summaries. No chunking tricks, no retrieval workarounds. Just feed it the document and ask your questions. Use case 2, autonomous coding agents. If you build on N8N, Zapier, or any automation platform, you can hook M3 in as the reasoning engine. It can write the code for your automation steps, debug failures, and suggest improvements based on the output it sees. Pair it with a code execution environment, and you have a self-improving automation loop. Use case 3, long horizon research agents. M3 scored 83.5 on BrowseComp, a benchmark that tests autonomous web browsing and information retrieval, beating some very well-known closed models. For AI consultants and agency owners, this means you can build agents that conduct research, synthesize findings, and produce deliverables with minimal handholding. Use case 4, multimodal workflows. M3 is natively multimodal. It was not trained on text and then retrofitted with vision. Images, charts, diagrams, and documents with visual elements are all fair game. This matters if you are building agents that need to process screenshots, analyze UI layouts, or interpret visual data alongside text. Use case 5, enterprise knowledge management. With 1 million token context, you can give M3 an entire company knowledge base, product documentation, customer history, and conversation logs, and have it serve as an intelligent layer that understands everything about your business. If you are building agentic workflows, whether in N8N, LangChain, LlamaIndex, custom Python setups, or any other framework, M3 fits naturally into tool-using architectures. It supports function calling and tool invocation natively. It can plan multi-step tasks, execute subtasks through tool calls, observe results, adjust its plan, and continue exactly the loop that real agent systems require. One thing worth noting, M3 also performs strongly on MCP Atlas, the benchmark for model context protocol integration, scoring 74.2%. MCP is becoming the standard for connecting AI models to external tools and data sources. If you are already working with MCP setups, M3 is well suited to slot in as your primary reasoning model. For business professionals and AI consultants, what this means practically is that M3 gives you a capable, openly accessible model that you can customize, deploy, and build products on top of without being locked into a single proprietary API at unpredictable pricing. If you want to start building with M3, MiniMax has a token plan that gives you access to the full model family. M3, M2.7, their image model, speech, and music generation, all from a single usage pool. There are 3 tiers. Plus, at $20 a month gives you around 1.7 billion tokens of M3 usage. Max at $50 gets you 5.1 billion tokens. And Ultra, at $120, gives you 9.8 billion tokens. For context, these token quotas are among the highest you will find at these price points globally. And as a viewer of this channel, you get an exclusive 12% discount on any tier you choose. The link is in the description below. Whether you are a solo developer experimenting with AI agents, or you are running an agency building automation systems for clients, the token plan is a straightforward way to get serious access to frontier-level capability without enterprise pricing. MiniMax M3 is a genuinely interesting development, not because of the benchmarks alone, but because of what those benchmarks represent. We are in a period where the gap between proprietary and open models is closing fast, and the models that are closing that gap are increasingly being built with agents in mind. Not just conversations, long context, strong coding, native multimodal, open weights. For anyone building AI agents, automation systems, or AI-powered products, M3 deserves a place on your radar. If you found this useful, consider subscribing. I cover practical AI strategy, model analysis, and automation tools every week. See you in the next one.